Hi guys! Welcome back to part 2 of our Halloween page in Life of Precious Cats by Nelco Neco. And after the mess we did in the last part, I did prepare a little bit this time. So I colored a little bit, but I left something we started last week for today. So that's where we are now. As you can see, I started a little bit smoothing out the sky on this side. So it's not looking that patchy as it looks right here. And I think we can go with this. So we will finish this today. And as you can see, I also colored the trees, or some of the trees, and I left these three for us today too. And then we see how much time we have left. I don't think it will be much, but maybe we can even start to base the background here, or the castle or whatsoever. Also, I covered the lines from the moon. Maybe I can bring the structure out with pencils later, but the black line was a little too harsh for me. I didn't like that. So I just covered this in jelly roll. That's it. So that's what I did, and it took longer than I thought, but I mean, that's probably because I'm so out of it. But that I'm still coloring on it and still recording it. And from the last part, it's 2 days now. It's a good sign, I think, that I stuck with it. So let me bring you down a little bit and then let's start. As you see, I muted the reddish tone a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. And now we have to see how we can manage to get it lighter and lighter over here. That's the challenge for today, I think. The trees are actually pretty straightforward, but the sky is still something. Oh! Okay, and I used a whole bunch of pencils. First Scarlet Red and Black Raspberry, Dahlia Purple. Then we have Beige Sienna. Now I have had to think because the name is already sharpened off. Sorry. Black and White, Grayish Lavender, I guess. Yes. Espresso, Warm Gray 70%, Warm Gray 10%, and Warm Gray 20%, and that's Cool Gray 90%. These are the colors. Oh, and Violet. All Prismacolors. Okay, I'm so proud that I remembered to tell you the colors. Okay, so let's start to tone down the red a little bit more with Dahlia Purple. And I'm working pretty light-handed now, so because I have enough patchiness going on, time to work a little lighter to smooth it out. And we will see how it goes. I just wanted to make something a little bit more pretty and a little bit more polished to look for you today, since I left you on a let me call it a cliffhanger in the last one. But just to solve it would have taken another hour of recording until you could see at least something pretty. That would be terrible long, but maybe you just skip that. I wouldn't be angry about that. Would be completely understandable. Just here and there. Darken it a little bit. And I don't know what's with my voice today. 1 second. Sorry. Just hit the microphone with my cup. And of course, since I haven't used my computer in a while, now it's downloading all the updates. I had to update basically everything until I could start recording. And it's still not finished. So it gives you an idea how long I did not use my computer. Oh, not this computer, just the working computer. And for real, I'm I don't know if I mentioned it before, but there are people that are collecting stuff, and I'm a plant collector, and I have lost a few in the past weeks due to gloriously overwatering them. Silly me. But I think I'm around 60 now. But the ones that I didn't kill with overwatering them now are infested with fungus gnats. They are so hyper annoying. I ordered some stuff to get rid of them, but it's not here yet. So if you see me just do this, then that's why. Because they are so small, you can not see them on camera, but they are there because they are just flying directly in front of my face. And I hate them. I think everyone who's either also a plant collector or a crazy plant lady and stuff, people like this, or even just got one plant in his life and it has fungus gnats, knows what I'm talking about. It's terrible. They're so annoying. But I will get rid of them somehow. I will not use more plants to them. No, no, no. No, no, no. Hopefully. And yes, I am one of that crazy persons that had bought an IKEA cupboard and converted it to a greenhouse. And I not only did this once, but twice. I have two of these in my apartment now. So that's fun. Okay, black raspberry. If this will take too long again for today, then I will skip whatever part and just jump to another thing, just so you don't have to look at this for a ridiculously long time today. I made you look at this for too long already. I just hope that I can show you today that the mess we created last time is still fixable and we don't have to bring the acrylic paint. So then grayish lavender, of course we have to sharpen it. Sorry for the sound, I have to get me a new sharpener soon. In case anyone is wondering, that's the one. the $133. Good stuff, good stuff. It's a few years old, but I have the feeling that the sharpening mechanism is getting dull a little bit. It's still sharpening, and since I got it, I never had a Prismacolor break on me ever again while sharpening. And they think that says a lot. So if you're having trouble with Prismacolor while breaking while sharpening, jump to this thing. And it's not hyper expensive. It's not I don't know, $50 or $100 sharpener. I think for us it's 13 euros. I have no idea what's that in dollars, but you can convert it. Um, it's not that bad, and they go really a long, long time. I think mine is 4 years old now, and it's still sharpening. You just have to use a little bit more force to do so. And I'm pretty sure the reason why it's dull is that I was sharpening some stuff in between that you should not sharpen. So I'm pretty sure that's partially my fault that it's getting dull. Um, and what I mean by that, like, I put these in there too. I make sure to pull it out far enough so this metal thing gets not in the sharpening mechanism, but sometimes you sharpen it and it makes ooh, and then oh, okay. So that's one part. And the other part, oop, I showed you in a video on the channel that I tape the little stumpies when they are too short for this one. I tape them to the back of the matching color, of the matching backup color, and then I sharpen it. And sometimes I also sharpen the tape too, and that's also something that the mechanism doesn't like, I think, because of the glue. But the benefit of that is that's all, for example, that's left with that method, so you don't waste a lot of pencil. And I don't use this anymore just because I don't know how to hold it to color. I mean, it looks like, okay, this, but especially for black, I use quite a bit of pressure most of the time, and I can not bring any pressure on this little chubby here. So that's basically, for me, the end of a pencil. But you can see you don't waste much. That's a good thing. But yeah, that's why I sharpened some stuff that I should not have sharpened, I think. And I think that's why it's getting slowly dull. And yeah. But as I said, it's not too expensive, and it's really, for me, in terms of sharpening Prismacolor pencils, it was an absolute game changer and life changer. I also tried mechanical sharpeners, electrical sharpeners, but I was not happy with them. I don't know. No, not my thing. I'm okay with the little, I don't know how it's called in English, where you twist it. I'm fine with that. It's actually somehow fun. Okay, so now you can see me go over really rough, and that's just smoothing out some hard edges that I have here and lay down a little bit of a base color that's a bit lighter than we had before to work over it later on. And like I said, I'm sorry, somehow my voice is so scratchy today. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't feel like I'm getting sick or stuff, but I hope it's getting better the longer I talk. Although I think the light from the window is a little too bright again, right? You can not see really good again. Let's see. Okay. Let's leave it there. At least the purple is a little bit more true to color again. And when I have my hand before it, you can barely see anything because we are working with such light colors, but we will get there. The next is beige sienna. 1 second. Sip of my coffee before it gets cold. And basically I'm doing the same thing as I did with the grayish lavender before. Pretty rough, pretty big areas, because I don't want harsh lines here. And it brings a little bit more of this muted brownish grayish tone that I wanted anyway. So at this point I'm just working on getting it smooth and not as patchy as before, instead of focusing on where goes red, where goes purple and stuff. It's just fixing the mess at this point a little bit. Doesn't show really good. And I was even thinking, but I have to be careful with red pigment. I was thinking on blending it with the Zested blending solution later on, just to get it even smoother. But in my experience, especially everything red sucks through the paper like crazy, and I don't want to mess up the backside of this page. We don't have any bleed through at all, so that's great. The paper is pretty good, but I don't want to risk it because covering up red pigment is a pain, I feel. I don't like that, so I want to prevent this at all costs. So maybe we have to find something else if we cannot manage to make it look good with pencils only. But sorry, I have to. The infamous spine. And yes, I know holding it like this works better with a book that's not that big. I think for the mythographics it would be a challenge to hold it like this. But you do what you can do. And here you can see that oh no, you can't see. A little bit. All those white spots, you can see that I'm not good at coloring at the edges. So I'm better in coloring in the spine. But oh, yes, that's that. But I have to say, actually, although I'm still very slow, but I was slow in the first place anyway, at least it felt like that, I'm enjoying coloring again, so that's good. That's a plus. That's really a plus. So then let's go to espresso, and here you can see what I do once again in case you haven't seen my little tutorial video. So I tape them on, then I can use them from this side. until they are like this. And then I use the whole pencil, basically. And then I just take it off, and then I have the backup pencil. So, works great for me. The only thing, when you tape them too early, it doesn't fit in my pencil case anymore. It's too long then. But well. Very light-handed again. Toning down the red once more. Although I think on camera it looks like nothing happens. Die! Sorry, am I allowed to say that? I don't know. In between, I'm just listening to the washing machine that's running in the background too. So that I can press pause before it makes beep, beep, beep when it's finished. In case I do not hit the correct timing and it peeps, then you know my washing machine is done. It's finished. Okay, now I'm starting to try to color in this direction because I want the clouds in this direction, and it would look weird if I would do these motions. Just in case I press too hard and I get an actual line here. So at least then it has the right direction. A little darker around these clouds. I was trying to cover the lines with gel pen too, but it's too bright and it looks not good. It's too high contrast then. So I think we will work just with the lines. I don't like that, but the difference is just too big. It doesn't look good. And when you go over it really hard with the Prismas, you scratch it off anyway. So it's a waste of time. We will just leave it there. Okay, now I have to get a little bit more careful to not make it too dark. But let me just quick adjust the lighting here a little bit, because it's, for you it's way too bright. It's absolutely not true to color. So 1 second. Okay, I think that's better. I hope so. But I think you will see it better later on when I'm zooming out a little bit. But for now, I feel it's taking up too much of the graininess here. It's not that grainy and patchy as it looks. So I don't know, maybe I forgot some settings that I used before, but this time I'm not too happy with the recording. But I don't want to scrap the first part. So we are pushing through with this. I hope that's okay for you. And maybe on the way, I will figure out my settings again. Although, as I said, I did not use my computer, so I did not change any settings. So, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it was that bad before. Let me know. Mm. Being careful not to get too dark. Very light-handed. Okay, next color. A warm gray 20%. Once again, rough over all edges. Smoothing it out, toning it down. And I even use a little bit more pressure now, because now I'm starting to trying to blend a little bit more. It should not be a white sky in any parts. It's still a kind of night sky, sunset sky, after the sun is already gone. Sometimes you have it that it's like red gray, reddish sky, or even really bright red sky. And I want to go more for this direction than having any white. Also, the clouds can start a little bit. We're getting there. So I'm not sure why it looks so grainy, but I have the same problem actually when I try to take a picture or try to record it with the Anastasia Kolderiva books. On my part, it looks totally even, and then you turn on the camera and it looks like, what? I don't know. And I still have not figured out to this day what it is with those books. Really. And that's so sad because I like the pictures I colored in them. I just can't get, by the life of me, get an actual photo. It's this. Just weird. As you can see now, I'm basically just blending with this warm gray 20%. It's muting down the red a little bit more. It's bringing all together. It's blending out the beige sienna, this point, and the espresso. Also, I hopefully can close some of this grainy stuff going on. Looks, once again, looks good for me, doesn't look good for you. I'm sorry for that. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's also because the Neocolor and basically the water we used changed the surface of the paper a little bit. That's possible. And in parts it also feels like it because I used so much water. And if you saw the first part until this point, you also saw where it started just to shift around the color instead of mixing or dissolving. I feel these are the spots where it changed the surface of the paper. And that's what we are working with right now. And that's why I can't get this grainy look, getting rid of it. Getting it to disappear, basically. If I turn it that way, does it look better? Not really. If I bring you up. So that's just testing for me right now. So I'm sorry. Does that look a little better? A little better, right? Okay. So you see, we still have to bring in some of these really dark parts just to make it even, and then fade it out on this side. But I think it already looks a bit better than before. Okay, then the next color is warm gray 10%, even lighter. Once again, blending it. Because on this side we want to go brighter, so I will blend towards this side with the even lighter color. Also this mess down here. Up here where we laid down the espresso. Gotcha. And going up here. Also sorry if you hear the bzz bzz sound. I'm recording with my phone, so that's why. And yes, I know that's not a proper technique, and that's more trial and error for me right now too. So, like I said, in the first part, I'm having a hard time with skies and smooth skies and skies with multiple colors that are not just blue or dark blue for the night, but with multiple colors like these. And I would love to color a beautiful smooth sunset or sunrise or whatever, but it's just not working out for me. I haven't cracked the code for it yet. I hope one day. But that's the beauty, right? There's always something, even if you think, oh, this person can color everything. Ask the person. I'm pretty sure there's something that they're absolutely not sure about and are still working on. And that's good. That's good. That way you always have to achieve something, right? So warm gray is 70%. Now we have to be a little bit careful again. And now I'm constantly checking on the camera so I don't overdo it too. And that's also something I do for me when I'm coloring without camera. When I'm working on a page, from time to time I'm actually taking a picture of it, or I stand it, put the book up like this and then step away for 2 or 3 meters and look from afar. And that way I often see more little mistakes I made, or where I have to go a little lighter, a little darker when you look from a little distance. Or if you put it on your phone, if you take a picture, and then I work from there. That's something that actually helps me quite a lot in between. But that way, depends on how big the paper, the page is, and how intricate it is, and how many details there are. After I finish the page, it's absolutely possible that I've about 20 to 30 pictures of the process on my phone just to make sure I get it right. So go away. Really, it's crazy. I'm so happy when this stuff for these stupid little flies is here and I can use it. And even then, it will take a few days to see if it's working. So, yeah, kindly reminder to myself: don't overwater your plants. Happens to the best of us, right? No, that might be a little too harsh. Smooth it out. Okay. Just getting in a little more structure. Okay. Then the cool gray 90%. I'm so tempted to lay a shadow down here, but I mean, a branch will not cast a shadow on the sky, right? So that would just be wrong, but I'm so tempted. Okay, better, better. We're getting there. At least you can see something today that's finished. At least in parts, if we cannot manage to finish this today, but oh, already 40 minutes. Okay, yeah, no. Then I will think I will finish this part and then we jump to the trees. So we have at least a little bit of time left to do something else and just not only coloring sky. That's boring, but okay. Just trying to fade out a little bit of the clouds. No, no, that's terrible. Huh, it is what it is. Okay. Ooh, that was too harsh. Okay, and now we go a little bit more from the red color to the purple color, just very, very light. I don't want to turn around the whole color scheme to purple, but just a hint. So yeah, the right side I will finish later on my own. So we save us a little bit of time. And now I'm just playing around with the colors I used. So the beige sienna once again, because here it's too bright. And I was thinking, or I was already tempted to go in with Tombow markers on the trees to get the shadows a little harsher and a little darker. But I thought, nah, let me just finish all the rest to see if it would fit anyway. Because if I have super harsh shadows on the trees, that I'm just stuck to make it for the rest of the page too. So let me just finish the rest first. And if I still have the feeling it's not deep enough and not rich enough, then I can still do it and just go over the whole page with Tombow markers and deepen up the shadows where I think it needs, or get more color in where I think it needs. Because when you start to make the shadows that deep and that rich, it will basically make you color a lot of the stuff that you have done already again, because then it looks pale next to it. That's something I have constantly when I try to color portraits. After I'm happy with the skin color, then I color the hair, and then the skin looks pale as wow. So yeah. Now black, just here and there, because here you can see I brought these little spots that are darker, and they are missing here. That's why it looks flat on this side. So just here and there. So yeah, that's something that's happening for me when I color portraits. I basically color them not just once, but multiple times. Because when I add something, I basically have to redo all the things that I have done, because then it looks too pale for me. Mm. And yeah, I can see where the grainy stuff is coming, because the pencil aren't gripping to the paper anymore. That's why you can see it like this. But well, it's not too bad. It's happen. It happens. Paper says no. Okay. And then you have to deal with it. Just here and there. Try not to overdo it. But it needs a little bit variation. Otherwise it looks flat. for now, okay? Okay, now let's go to the clouds to get this part finished. I think it's finished for now in terms of the sky itself, but we can always go back. So I'm laying down a very dark color on the bottom lines. Now I have to remember what I did back over there so I can do it back here. Very rough. And a little in between, just like, yeah, in circles and not too careful, and because I will blend it out anyway. And these do not look fluffy at all. So yeah. Just try to cover the line. Okay. Then 20%, just to blend it out. Here I was super lazy and super simple, and I did not try to color all the fluffiness and no, because I don't know how to do it anyway, so why bothering around? These are just such a little part of the whole page, so I mean, sometimes the details are the most important, and I absolutely agree to that, but I really don't want to play around with these clouds that I don't understand anyway, to wrap my head around. So now I'm bringing in some white just to make the upper lines of the clouds a little less obvious and cover them a little bit. It will not appear completely white since we laid down the gray. We basically just blend the gray and the white together and cover the lines a little bit. Not too bad, but okay. And then black once again, just here and there. Not all over, just where you can see the harsh line too much for my liking. Ooh, and not like that. And 90%. And I think that's enough. It's so sad that it looks so grainy for you. It doesn't look like that. But I think for the sky part, that's enough for today, and hopefully I can catch it a little better later on the photo. Or maybe it looks a little better when it's finished. in the whole in total. Mm. Yeah, I think when I hold it like this, the graininess is almost gone. I think then you can see it a little better why it's so bright now. Yeah, okay. I will leave it there. 50 minutes in, 50 minutes for this little space. Ooh. We jump to the trees. They are much faster, and then we can play around with other parts of the paper. Okay, so the trees. Oop. There I used Parma violet, lilac, black grape, black, and violet. These. And I actually started with black grape in these. And for this one, I will also use cream and jasmine. Jasmine. You know what I mean. Okay, so black grape for the darker spaces. Getting into these crevices a little bit. I try to hold the pencil a little bit further back so you can actually see where the tip's going, but most of the time I forget that. Sorry. Since the light comes from here, that means the other side is of course the darkest side. And I still pin the paper down even though I'm not working with water right now, but just to keep the paper where it is. For me it's easier that way. But I could totally take them off. The branches we lost a little bit in the sky process. Okay, then Parma violet. Just on the edges where I just laid down the black grape. Here I have to be careful not to go too far. I can still lay down more purple later on once the shadow is in. The glow is in, not the shadow. Okay, then lilac. Once again, we're just on the edges where we laid down the last color. And as you see, I'm not working very carefully once again. I feel that's sound like broken record. And I know that, but sometimes I just don't know what to say. So I just repeat. Okay, and then just mine. And I blend all the new colors with the last color. Just go over it, not until the edge, but go right in. A little bit here. This one is not going to be that bright, so okay. And the cream for this one. And then we can start to define a little bit more since we have our colors in now. And then I start back with the black grape after I sharpened it again, of course. It's also not the finished color because we still have the violet at the end. And that will bring the more violet color. Shocking. Okay. Then I actually sharpen my black color. Okay. The really dark parts. And you can see I'm not overthinking where is shadow, where is light, where is... I just let my hand do what it wants to do. Not overthinking. I feel it ruins the process. And actually, most of the time it turns out better than you thought in the first place. And I was also already thinking on getting the color cubes from Sarah Renee Clark, I think. But oh my god, the shipping alone is more than the color cube itself for me. So nah, violet. So yeah, I think that's a no-no for me. I don't pay more shipping than the item itself. Sorry. But I mean, there are still so many options, like Pinterest and Google itself. So it's fine. Also, I'm not sure if I would use it often enough to, yeah, to make it worth it. I don't know. It's really expensive for me, so. But I see why people are using it. Sometimes it's just easier to go with the color scheme that you have in front of you than think about it for yourself. Okay, then we go back to the light purple. It's lilac. And work on the lighter areas, the brighter areas once again. And fill out the spaces that we missed, especially in the branches. Now I'm just filling in, touching up, base colors in, so now it's just correction. Okay, then black grape. And if you think I'm rushing right now, no, that's just my coloring speed. The problem is actually I can't hold this speed up for a long time, and then I need a break. That's why it takes so long. Coloring process itself is not too slow, but I don't know. My eyes and my brain are getting tired. Nowadays, don't know. Didn't happen for me 2090, 19. But nowadays. It happens more, but it is what it is. Okay, feel like we're getting there. Hope it looks okay. Still, I'm having a hard time with the lighting today. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Now it's so dark here for me. It doesn't look that dark on camera, but now it's so dark that I can barely see it myself. So now I'm just going blind. That's fun. I don't know what it is today, but today it's tricky to get it somewhat right. Okay, but I think that's that. Can we cover up those lines? Or can we even bring in some more? The darker yellow? I think that's that for now. Okay, so you saw trees way faster than sky. Touch up here and there. Also, I don't feel that it has enough violet. Color is not right compared to the other ones. I think that's better. Okay. So that's what we have here after 1 hour. 3 trees and a little bit of sky. What an accomplishment, but I think it comes out good. I think it looks good. I like it. Okay, so what do you want to do now? Do I want to finish the background and go down to this area? I think I want to fill in as much space as I can for now, and then go in the teeny tiny stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do all the background first to get it out of the picture. At least I can show you how I base it in this part, I hope, and maybe we can go to a few of these tombstones, or maybe we make the tombstones and the house next time. We will see. Anyway, let's go for the background first. I want a mix of greens and browns. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's great. Yes, I think. So, what do we have? Do I have a Neocolor that I want? Eh. Eh. I think this brownish gray is a good start. So the leaf green. Because I think, like here, this should be grass. Here we will take maybe a brownish gray. Also for, now that can be dirt brown color. But then I have to be careful where the transition up here is, and I realize I forgot a little bit of tree. There's actually a root. Up here. Okay, I think that's better. Yeah, that was missing. Okay. So yeah, I will start with the leaf green here. I was thinking this one, but somehow it's a little too bluish green and I want more like a brownish green, so that's a good base color, at least for this side, where it's gonna be a little bit darker anyway. Da, 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 da. Leaf green, where are you? There you are. So Inktense it is, surprise, surprise, and we have something lighter. Another color, I think light olive could mix quite good. Okay, let's start with these ones and then we will see how far we can go. But since we are working with water again, I will pin the paper down again, because you can see it's warping. Yeah. Okay, so just a few pages. Okay, good. So my desk is looking like a hot mess once again, but only the genius overlooks the chaos, right? So, leaf green. And I realized I made a mistake, because this is not sky. This is not sky. This is grass. Or, yeah. So I'm just throwing this in without overthinking once again. Just getting it down. Same here. Not too pretty, not too careful, just throw it in. And I have to be a little careful here, like especially for these parts. I want a little bit of glow on the bottom, so I have to be careful there. And I'm absolutely sure I will forget that as soon as I come here. I will totally forget it and then I will totally regret it. So, yay! Good that I know myself by now. But I think when we lay down the background now and just have the remaining objects like the cats and the pumpkins and the house left, then it also doesn't look as intimidating because this page has actually more background than it looks in the first place, I feel. And when you finish the background, I feel that it takes a lot of pressure because then you see, oh, it's not actually that much. So those few pumpkins and the cats, I mean, is still a lot going on this page, but background is absolutely the biggest part. And when that's done, I feel it's more easier also to overlook the whole. Also, here, this is also a root, so we forgot something up here. Okay. So at least for me, it's when I'm having such a big page, not always, but sometimes I just go for the background first, just to get it sorted out, kind of. So what's the actual picture and what's just background? So I feel if you're overwhelmed, that helps. Oh, and there's the phone. 1 second. Okay, sorry for that. And back to the leaf green. This part, I don't know if it's a root. Can be. Oh, let's make it a root. Why not? That was wrong. That was not root. But now it is. Violet. Okay. If there are some shadows missing, we can go back later still. I think we have to rework the whole page once we get through it once. And then we have to check anyways if there are shadows missing, if there are highlights missing. That's also a root, right? Here. I think I want to make it a little darker back here, down here too. I think, I'm not sure yet, but we will see. Also, I have to think how far the glow from this pumpkin should go later. I want to make it bright in the inside, but I'm not sure how far the glow will go. Maybe not too far. It's maybe too much. I want the whole page to be a little bit more on the darker side than on the illuminated bright side. So also it would help if I would stop to color black lines with my nails. That would also helpful. But and these big spaces will be patchy as heck too, because the medium-sized brush does not work that good on those big areas. I realized that, especially for the sky. You saw what happened. Um, but I mean, it's grass. Doesn't have to be super uniform and even anyway. Washing machine is spinning. I hate that sound. For real. I don't know. I'm very happy that I have my headset on right now. I don't like that sound. Okay, let's just activate this so you can see what happens, and if we are running out of time, then oh no, that's the small one. That's the wrong one. Then I can do the rest on my own. You don't have to go through all of that. Where's my? It's too far. Okay, let's make sure it's clean, or the water's clean. The brush isn't. But okay. Okay, and let's. Yeah, I think that's a matching color. I like that. That's okay. And it's patchy as wow, as I promised. Okay. But you saw in the sky, we can fix that. It's okay. So washing machine is taking off to space, as it sounds. Don't know what it is. In my last apartment, it was in the basement, so I didn't hear it at all. But now it's in my bathroom, and I can hear it. And I don't like that. Basically, I think it's because it's 8 years old by now, and I always expect it to break during the spinning process. Ow. I don't know. And I don't try to color around these little veins here. It would make it look more patchy than it already is. So also they're gonna be quite dark green later on anyway, so there's just no reason to color around them. And it's again way too light, but it's just a base. First of all, it prevents to have these little tiny white spots of the paper tooth when you're just using pencils. You always have to find a way to get rid of those. Or you don't always have to, but it's something that I don't like and try to get rid of. And that means you have to burnish and blend like crazy until they are gone. And if you have the base like this, even when it's a very bright base. Sorry, now my tongue is just not having it anymore. But it helps at least to reduce the amount of white spots from the paper tooth. And although this is a pretty smooth paper, it would still be there. So that way it's not that obvious because the tooth is already filled in. That's a good thing. It makes it just easier and saves time, in my opinion. You don't have to do this. Absolutely not. It's just my way. But that also means you basically color the page at least 2 times if you're working with a base, instead of jumping right into it. But oops. The edge. The edge of doom for me. Okay. And this time I'm trying to work fast by not using too much water, to not stress the paper out too much. Not as we did in the sky part, but I'm not sure if it works. And here I could color over the stick because it shall be dark later on anyway. But then I have to cover the whole thing just to get the colors even later on, because otherwise the color will look different in the top part than in the lower part. So I don't want that, so just leave it. Otherwise I could just color over it too. But I don't want that. Okay, so that's a bandage. That's one. Little teeny tiny bit. Maybe it's green, I don't know, but since it's not too dark, I can turn it to orange later on if I want to. Okay. I think that's okay for now. Then let's go up here and see what we will do for the graveyard, where we draw the line. That's hard. Okay, here it's green. And let's make the parts where I'm sure. This is green. Stop it a little bit. Glowy parts. Remember? Okay, this can cast a little glow. So we're going a little further back. Just leave us some space to play around later. Here, down here. Okay, let me just try something else, okay? So sorry, there was a little fly. As I said, don't overthink when I'm doing weird stuff on camera. Okay, so like I said, let me try something. Okay, let me just really quick. Oh, look what a difference it makes if you just wobble around your camera real quick. Even the nail polish changed. Yeah, it's a little bit later since the last cut. Basically almost a week or maybe more than a week, and maybe now I have time trouble. Possibly, maybe there's only one day left until I have to upload for Halloween. So, I hurried a little bit. I hope that's okay for you. You did not miss out on any new techniques or anything that I used. It's just basically detailing and darken with Prismacolor. I need to find out why my lights are getting brighter and darker all the time. That's a little bit annoying. But okay, for the last few minutes, I just reserved ourselves a few candies down here, but I will not base them or anything, just straight up Prismacolor, and that's it. I lost the fences on the way a little bit, and I was absolutely not willing to color them with the Prismacolor and bring them back to life, so they are just black out with just a fine liner. That's it. I will set up some highlights later on, maybe with a white gel pen, and that's it. I will not bother play around with them because, as I said, I don't have much time left to finish it in time. The pumpkins I finished because we have one big pumpkin here left, and maybe we can do that one now, and then the last part that I will color immediately after I finish this part, we do the cats and the house, and then we are hopefully done in time. If not, I'm sorry. Okay, but life was busy again. So let's bring you down again so we can color the candy and the pumpkin and call it a day for this part. I hope I will not get... Okay. So as you can again see, it looks a little grainy on camera, but for the grass part, I'm not too worried about that. That's actually okay for me. So I really like this color combo that doesn't look as bright on camera as usual, but let's just jump in. That's apple green, Prismacolor. And yes, from now on, I may rush a little bit. I want to finish it in daylight if I can, considering I have to edit the video and at least make it a little less hectic. And well, I mean, I have to convert it anyway, so even though I don't edit much and cut out anything or stuff, there's still time that you have to invest. Although the computer makes most of it by its own, but the last one was hot pink, and now we have process red. For the next videos, I can go in more details again and bring you through the whole process, but since I have this deadline with the upcoming holiday for you, there's only that much I can show you, since I absolutely neglected it again. That's dark green, just around the edges. And yeah, therefore maybe it will not turn out as good at the end and as detailed as you may be used to it from my pictures. Usually I fiddle around forever in the last details, but I think for this one I don't have the time. Okay, that's okay for me. Then the next one. Let me see if I can. Is it better like that? I think a bit. The lighting. One day the time will come that I figure out how to set it all up. I probably have to invest in some new lights or stuff, but at this point there's no money that I can spend on that, since I need a new car. And new cars are expensive. Okay, that was yellow-orange. That's orange cadmium hue, I think it's called. Okay, that's that. Then cool gray 70%. I should have left some these ones. Okay, then cool gray 90. So yeah, as I said, I need a new car, and therefore there's no money left for upgrading my stuff. So bear with me for fiddling around with the lighting in each and every video. I'm sorry for that. That's black, by the way. Okay, and then just where's a cool gray 50 and blend it all out a little bit. And then lay down some shadows underneath. And yes, now I'm rushing. I think you can see. But it's fine. When you look from far, you will probably not see it. I hope. Okay, darkening the orange a little bit more. Okay, it looks great on camera. You can barely see the color, but the color is there. Okay, what color do we want this one to be? I have two in these colors. I guess we go with a orange and black one. I love this color combo. Looks so cool and pops out really good. And make the sections a little bit bigger and not very clean for now. Just mark out where I want the colors to go. What else did I? Oh, the pumpkin, right. Okay, that was that. Then once again, orange hue. Just in the middle where it would be a little inwards. Make it darker there. Looks terrible now, but it's exactly the same way that I did up here. Oh, except coloring over the lines so bad, but it is what it is. Okay. Then once again, the cool gray 70. Just always on the top edge. Now I can go a little, I can curve it in a little bit more and define it a little bit more. Or at least try to. Now this is a challenge for me. Make it look good while doing it fast. Where's my 90%? Or at least make it look as good as possible. So that's 90%. It's already pretty dark, as you can see. Once again, redefining the orange parts with this one too. So it doesn't matter that I just scribbled it in the first round. Can clean the edges up now. Okay, and then black. The end. Just on the bottom parts of these swirly bits. And then once again with the 70 and smoothen it out. Okay, there's that. Just smoothen the orange part a bit, even though you cannot see it on camera. But okay, looks good to me for this one. Let's jump to the pumpkin. Let me look for the colors I used. Pumpkin orange, of course. Espresso. Where's my espresso? Here. Espresso. Then the orange hue I used. The yellowed orange I used. Did I use something else? Black again. Black, I think. Black. Okay. So, pumpkin orange in the darker parts. I mean, if the color is called pumpkin orange, we should use it on the pumpkin, right? So on the bottom. And I already kind of decided on the colors for the cats, just simply because I realize it's pretty much the same cats on all the pages. And I checked and I actually did the same colors for them. I think that's a pretty cute thing, in my opinion. And I will try to stick to the colors so it looks as if we would see the same cats through their whole year. As the book is also sorted, or kind of in that sorted way anyway, through the whole year, starting with spring, then summer, autumn, and winter. I think it would be fitting. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Just laying down darker colors in these indents, or however you're calling them. Not sure. Just to give it a little bit more dimension, I hope. Okay. Also, since we will work over this whole thing multiple times, I'm not too worried about burnishing it or make it very smooth at this point. Just getting the colors down. Then the orange hue next. And now I realize I started with the other colors on the other pumpkins in first place, but it doesn't matter. So just laying that down. Keep it a little brighter towards the face. Okay, then let's go in with espresso. You can see I also taped it like the black one, but for this one, I hate it when this wood part goes up so far when the lead is not centered. Pretty sure many of you have also these kind of pencils at home and deal with them to have them constantly sharpened. Okay, once again, bottom part and these crevices, if they are called like that. If not, well, I'm just guessing. Once again, not my first language. So, in case you did not realize that at this point, not my first language. I'm just winging it here. Hope for the best. Very rough, I know, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay at the end, I hope. Okay, getting down with the pressure a little bit. I really hope I can finish the last part in time. But sometimes it's just like, oh my god, where is the time? Where is the time? I had so much time when I started this one, and now I have basically absolutely no time left. But yeah, working and stuff, gotta love it. Okay, the yellow orange, just laying it down around the face, so I get a little bit of brighter color in there. Just covering all of it. Not too much pressure, but also not super light-handed. And go over the colors that we laid down before, just to blend them out a little bit more. Mix them together. And bringing the color everywhere. So we have even color over the whole pumpkin. Okay, then let's what do we do again? Okay, pumpkin orange. Now we're just working in the same colors over and over until we are happy. Just the colors back and forth. I'm flicking a little bit. And then at the end we will bring in some more of the black, or anything black, because we didn't use it yet. Okay, try to lay down a little bit of the shadow from the arm of the kitty cat here. At least start to work on that. And I realized that this paper is really smooth. You won't get that many layers of Prismacolor on here as well. The paper is really fast on saying, okay, that's enough. I don't want any more. And then you have a problem with the Prismas. So, yeah. Mixing like this, I'm not sure if I will hit that point with this pumpkin, where it just doesn't do anything at all anymore. We will see. Okay. Bringing the color in and out a little bit more. I can't even speak in my own language sometimes. Okay, darken it up here a bit more. Okay. Then I think it's cadmium orange hue. It's a super long name, and as you can see, you cannot read it. In this case. Not quite sure if she wears an orange dress or if she wears a green dress or if she wears a yellow dress. I'm not sure. We'll decide until... I mean, I have a few minutes left to decide before I hopefully jump to the next part, at least the recording part, because for this one it's long enough. But actually I wanted you to see something finished too for this part, as I realized we were struggling around again to get things finished, so did not want to disappoint you again. And the yellow orange. It's a very yellow pumpkin here, but oh well. And as you can see, I'm going in all directions here, so no time to lose. Because I have always to think that just converting and uploading will take around 3 to 4 hours for each of these parts. So first one is already done. First one I already converted. Just needs to be uploaded. But this one and then the last part, that's also time that I have to calculate in order to get it online on time. If you see these parts popping up all at the same time, then it was very close. Because actually the plan is to upload one part each day, but since now I only have 1 day left, that's already out of the window. So I'm so good with my time management away from work. At work it's fine, because I mean, yeah, there it has to be, right? But a part of that, sometimes I'm really not that good. Okay, darken this under the arm. Don't use too much pressure, because now I can see some wax buildup again, so the paper is already almost done with me in these parts. And I want to get the color down before it decides to just lift it. Okay. And with the espresso again, just to smooth out the black bit. Darken it up back here. To be careful not to use the wood part, because then I would definitely only scrape down the color again. Definitely not Christian quality here for today. I promise. Next time will be better. Maybe not the next part, but the next page, hopefully, when I have more time. Maybe I should start recording Christmas pages now to get them finished in time. Maybe that would be a good idea. Less and less pressure to not stress the paper more, but I'm not happy with the colors yet. So, light pressure here. Just try to move around the layers that we already have to get them mixed together a little more. See if it works. Okay, I think that's okay for that one. Yeah, it looks terribly patchy, but I think when we go up later on, you will not recognize it, because in person it's also not that bad. Okay, the inside of the eyes. Just at the edges. That's sunburst yellow. The nose. The mouth. Okay, only on the outside. Okay, and next is Jasmine. Now I remember that I wanted to look up how to pronounce this. Okay, then yellowed orange, just a little bit. I did not use that for the smaller pumpkins, because I did not have that much space to mix the inside of this anyway, so it did not make sense to me. And now white to blend it. I used the Derwent Chinese white just because it's just laying there. I could also use the Prisma white, but I don't have it right next to me. Okay. Be careful not to pick up any pigments and then smear them around like orange or stuff. Okay, and then what I did, just to break down the lines a little bit and make them more bright, is just scribble over the line. I don't want to lose the line completely. I just want them to appear brighter, but they should still be there. So I just scribble around over them, and they will look brighter that way, but they will still be there. Okay. Like I said, just very loosely scribble over them. If you don't hit the whole line, then it's not too bad too. So in some parts it will be lighter and they will be completely covered, but in other they won't. That gives it a way smoother look at the end. At least I think so. The tips. His smiley face. And I think that's fine for me. That's good. That's okay. So now I remembered another part for a second, but now I already forgot again which part I wanted to color. And yeah, as you can see, I added some pupils to the kitty catty's eyes, but I'm not sure if I will keep them. But once again, that was already half an hour for this teeny tiny bits. And that's what we are working with right now, what we are having with. I will finish this part at this point, but as I promised, I will continue to color the rest to bring you the last final part, and then we upload, and then you can see, right? This! Okay, so for this part, I say bye, and I will see you in the next one that starts now, hopefully. See you!